Hi guys, happy Flossmas day 20. We've made it into the 20s. So we have got 1, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We've got 5 more videos to go. And then it's Christmas Eve. And then I'll still do videos, perhaps not every day, but I'll still do videos for the rest of the year, just showing you what I'm getting up to and how we're doing. So today's been good. I have my Santa dress on. This is the cheapest Amazon. I've had it 3 years. This is the 3rd time I've worn it. I wear it on Christmas Day and today because it was Christmas jumper day. I was in work. I left the house 7:30. I was in work for about 5 to 8, and the lovely girl in the office called me into the office and said, golf course is closed. So much rain fell overnight, and it basically runs either side of a river, and the river comes up and the golf club goes under. So yeah, it was way too wet to have people out on the course today, to the point where their studded shoes would have been ripping up the ground. So it had to be postponed. So we'll be doing a Christmas jumper Texas scramble thing in January, hopefully in January. So here I am in my Amazon dress. There is a clip. Oh, Robin took a clip of me wearing my dress downstairs, full length. He stays sitting in his chair, so I'm standing like that, and it just looks like I'm bald. So be warned, it's not the prettiest video in the world, but my dress is pretty. And this is, yeah, I can't get near a naked flame in this. This is like 1970s nylon. Look at it. It is super stretchy, but it is perfectly serviceable, perfectly wearable, very decent. It's got a lovely, I love this high neck. That is absolutely my favourite cut. The dresses I've got up in my wardrobe, which I'm pointing to, which has no doors on it. I've got 2 dresses that I made for myself before I had kids, and they've both got this exact neck straight. This fits to the waist and then flares out a bit, but it's got pockets. All good dresses should have pockets. So, Christmas dress, silly Santas, and little black hardy that I got to wear at the golf club because I have to wear black, and this was my only piece of black clothing, which obviously I can't wear all year round. So now I have a few bits of black clothing, but I don't wear black very often. It's not very me. So, as promised, last night I did number 20. Now I've introduced a new colour. It is very, very, very dark brown. It's from the same kit that I did my Sansui with. So it's basically that super, super dark brown. I can never remember its name. It is the same colour as 3371. That's super, super dark brown. I assume that's what it is anyway. So here's number 20. Whoa, this side. I did a hanging robin. It's a slightly different thing because I had to make it fit around the 20. And I did a little robin, like the little ones that perch on the branches. Somebody's just shut my door. And I've just given him some little legs. So there is 20. I fluffed up the 2 a bit, but hey, who cares? Because it looks like a 20. So I have only got 4 squares to go. I've got one there that's got the outside border. And that's it. That's it. So I need to stitch a couple more squares. But so far, there we are. I'm going to pause like this in the hope that YouTube picks this, instead of me going, ugh, holding something like it usually does. Occasionally, I did go in once. I've got to go downstairs, log in as me on Robin's laptop, and basically change the picture because it was me holding a tin of Diet Coke, and I thought, no, I need to at least be holding something loosely stitching based. But I've left all the others, even if I'm pulling a stupid face, because, you know, it happens. It doesn't have to be a this is me, because this is me. So went to work. That was cancelled, so we were actually super quiet. We were all decked out in our Christmas. The office lady had a little sequin mini skirt on. She looked fabulous, and she'd put little tiny tinsel around her boots. She looked so cute. And my manager had like a black sparkly dress on. She looked really great, and she had a lovely hairband that just had bells that didn't jangle, that just kind of sat on an angle. I really liked that. It looked really nice. But we only had about 30 people in all day, and they had like a cup of coffee and a bacon sandwich. So yeah, that was a bit sad. So we knocked off at 3 o'clock, and because the supermarkets in the UK shut at 4, I went to Asda in this, and I put on my mask, I held my head high, and I went round Asda and filled my trolley with I just didn't care, just me. Everybody else was in trackies, and you know, just there was me in my Christmas dress and my black tights, and I was like, I care not. So if you were in Carlisle Asda this afternoon and you saw the crazy lady in the crazy dress, that was me. But I doubt any of you are as local as I am to me. But there we go, and I don't care. And I got home and I went, I've reached that age where I don't think I ever did. I cared a little bit at some point, but not recently, and I don't care anymore. Whatever. So I got home, we had sausage. I got 2 French sticks, 2 baguettes that were massively reduced, because I actually got there right before closing, so that's when they reduce all the bread and everything. So I got 2 French sticks. They're actually fresh this morning, absolutely lovely. Not quite as good as a French one, I have to admit, but you know, it works as bread. And I got 2 packets of our favourite sausages, and we had sausages in rolls, sausages in a chunk of baguette with sausages in. Absolutely yummy, fills up tummies, good to go. For the next few days I'll probably cook more decent meals, but maybe not, because maybe I won't be bothered. Maybe Robin will cook some nice meals. So I bought the pigs in blankets. I've already got streaky bacon in the fridge to go over I do a lattice over the turkey breast so it doesn't get all overcooked while it's in the oven. We joint out our turkey and we cook the legs in one pan, and we cook the turkey crown in another pan, partly because my gas oven is broken. I've got like it's like a range, so you've got a gas oven and then you've got like a tall skinny electric oven. So I've got 4 shelves in my electric oven, but my gas oven, it just constantly click, click, click. It'll light and it'll cook, but it's constantly the ignition clickers going. And to be honest, Robin could fix it, but he looked into the part, and for the once a year we would use the gas oven. I much prefer the consistent temperature of the electric oven. The once a year we'd use it. It's not worth it. It's not worth fixing it. So we're just like, whatever. All the baking tins live in that oven. It live in the oven that doesn't work. So whatever. Yeah, that's kind of our story. We have something till it breaks, and we either fix it or we work around it. So now we joint out the turkey. Rambled off. So I got the pigs in blankets and some plain sausages, but since last Christmas, my boy, who might not eat turkey, he doesn't really do evening meals, my boy, got a lovely picture of my boy that I took while I was downstairs, so I'm going to put in a picture of my little boy at the end. He's my little cutie. He's shrieking his head off downstairs and laughing. He's probably doing something horribly bad to his daddy, so well. He's loving the fact that he doesn't have to go to school tomorrow. It's never been his thing. He enjoys it when he's there, but he's not keen on doing the whole getting up and going to school thing. So he's thrilled to bits, actually. He's getting a little bit excited. Don't think he realises there's not much Christmas this year. So after my tea, I settled down and I picked this back up. So this is next on my list. So what I did first, I got the gold cry-neck and I filled in the gold cry-neck, so we're finished to here. There is a mistake here, it's all 1 stitch too far this way. Yeah, I'm not taking it out. And I've stitched this little house. So I've put in 300 stitches already today on this, and that's mostly that one little house, so it's more stitches than it looks. So I've done that bit, and yeah, liking that bit. And I'm going to carry on with this and I'm going to try and get this piece done perhaps tonight. This part, I think this was part 2, this bit. No, this is 1, 2, Now that was part 1, this is part 2, so I've got part 3, and then they'll, oh yes, all the dingle dangles that dangle off the bottom tier. So there's another tier that goes here, and then a load of things dangling off the bottom and like the base of the cake stand. So this is my focus piece. I'm going to try and bash this out in the next little while. Haven't done any more thinking about the letters, the Christmas. I think I'm going to write Christmas on my finished, not finished. I think I'm going to write Christmas 2020 lockdown or COVID lockdown or something. So every year when this comes out of the box, I still only see the circles there. That's madness. Because here I see snowflakes, and there I see circles. It's like a long dog. When you hold a long dog up, you can suddenly see things on them that you couldn't see when you're just looking at it. It's beside the point. So I'm still thinking about what I'm going to write and how I'm going to do that. Traditionally, I've always done chain stitch. If I'm doing some neat writing with sewing, I'll always do chain stitch, but I think that would be too bulky, so I'm probably going to back stitch it. Probably. So that's just my stitching for today. But oh, I've got a couple of packages. Had to order some stamps. I told you I was ordering stamps, but one of the packets came today, and it had a stamp on the, you can see I've torn that. That was the envelope that they came with. Now, when you buy stamps from stamp collectors, because stamps are legal tender, full stop, if they haven't been through the post, it doesn't matter how old they are, the value is the value on the stamp. So the ones I ordered, oh, can I reach them? Where's that? They're just here. So the person I've got a little bundle here of stamps that I've just ordered, and you can see this is what came in the post. Ooh, there we go. I've just got a whole, so there's a 15p, 2 13p and 2 12.5p's, which will be the value of one first class stamp. So they're as old as the hills. Half p stamps haven't been used for 30 years, but they're still legal tender, and they're still legal tender at a halfpence. So as long as you've got the correct value, it's fine. Somebody's just had to add that up and say, yes, that's the correct value of the postage. This is not. Nowadays, first class stamps have first printed on them. Here's another set of the Jane Austen ones. There's one for each of her books. These are really nice. They're like painted pictures to represent each of the books. So I needed some of those. And what came on the envelope was this, and it's a first class stamp, so it was perfectly legal to send it. And it's only just got a postmark on it now. Can you see? It is a cat in a sink. How fabulous is that? I don't know when this set was done, but it is a cat in a sink. And the cat is just going, what? The cat is just going, ooh, he's just going, what? So that is complete, ooh, as the colour adjusts, that is completely being made into a needle minder. I'll have to float that off the paper really carefully. You kind of do the, oh yeah, it's a licky sticky. Licky stickies are fine. Oh no, no, it's a self-adhesive. I'm going to have to be a little bit more careful getting that off. Actually, it's peeling up. I'm going to not do that on camera in case I tear the stamp in half, and then I'll be super sad. So that came on those, so I was really, because when you buy from stamp collectors, they use whatever they've got. Now, I've got a whole set here. These are 1978s, I think. Doesn't say. But I've got a set of horses. They're rather nice. These are all mint stamps. So there's a Shire horse. I've got a set of horses there. And then I've got English, I think these are, I've got Hampton Court, these are like palaces. Abbey Place of Holyrood House. So that one's Scottish. I said English, I meant British, of course. And there's Hampton Court. They're actually really nice stamps, really, really nice pictures. And I've got, oh, Oh, I've got a Carmarthen Castle, so there's a nice Welsh one. And is the other one going to be Northern Irish? England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales? No, it's Tower of London. And I've had the Tower of London before, but I don't think I've had a mint condition one. And then I've got a set of bicycle ones, which I rather like. Oh, these lights, terrible to see. There it is. So there's a whole set of bicycles. As you can see, these are just not even been licked, never been licked. I mean, that's good at the moment, isn't it? And I got it so I could have a mint set of these lovely Victorian Christmassy ones, which I really, really like. Victorian, there's another one of the set there, there's carol singers. And then along with that came a wonderful set, which I think are fabulous, but you know, are an acquired taste, of power supply. I've got, I'll try and hold these up. They're just nuts, but I totally love them and I'm making them into needle minders. I've got oil, I've got gas, I've got electricity, and I've got coal. Look, they're all the power supplies that we use. It was obviously pre-nuclear days. Mind you, saying that, the electricity looks a bit like it could be a nuclear power station making the electricity. We've got gas fired, we've got coal fired, and we've got oil fired. Yes, these are power stations, but instead of putting nuclear, they've put electricity. But I particularly like the oil platform there. So yeah, an old coal mine. Anyone from Yorkshire? And that's the old blue flame of the British gas blue flame there. Love it. So they're going to be needle minders. So I'm getting, I'll probably show you them as they come in. I've ordered lots of lovely mint stamps. You can see I love them, and I love making them into useful items. So little packet came there, and then I'll use these to make little sort of gizzety ones. I kind of pop them on things. Sometimes you'll get a little extra sometimes. And that cat in that sink is just fantastic. And then I've got the mint condition, 2 sets of those, because I love them. And yeah, so that's my stamps. They came in the post, which are going to get turned into something a little more usable for us. And I think that's about it for today. Already at 17 minutes, so really I've been blabbering away. I have started something, crochet, Christmas present. I was scrolling through Amazon looking for and for littlest female, and I thought, oh, for goodness sakes, I've got more yarn than I know what to do with. I have lots of these. I've got these. Why don't I just make one? This is always, I always do this. 2 or 3 days before Christmas, I think, I must make a present. And I'll start a present. I made my mum when Maddie was not quite 3, not quite 4. I'd had Lizzie, not quite 4. I made my mum a patchwork bag on Christmas Eve. Little triangular thing. It was lovely. She still uses it with all sort of browny. My mum's redhead, so she's always gone for rusty colour. You know, that sort of muted orange, and browns and greens go really well with her. So I made her this little backpack, and I turned round and Maddie was sitting Scoobying next to me, because I was on the floor in my old dining room in my old house. She was Scoobying next to me, and she had been playing with the paper pieces and the things, you know. And I turned my head as she had my orange handled Fiskars embroidery scissors, and she was going snip, because as she'd leant forwards, her fringe had flopped forwards into her eyes. She'd picked up my scissors, and with her head forwards, she cut her and of course my scissors were fabric sharp, and they went and her fringe was like this, and all the photos of that Christmas she's got the fringe that was like half an inch long here and like that long. I'm like, oh, and I was like, oh, I can't undo that. I can't take it back. You know, it's like it's done. Just turned my head and she went, because she put her head down to see what she was doing, and her fringe, which was quite long, had got in her eyes. So she just picked up my scissors and went, vroom, and that was it. So I always remember that. But that's me defaulting standard Christmas Eve. Must make a present. I try not to do it, but okay. So some of you know, some of you don't. I started yesterday at work. I didn't finish my story. I did go on the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook page and sort out a whole load of projects to do next year. I also created a group called Crafty Emily, and it's for us, because it's all very well me showing you all my stitching. I want to see what you're doing. I want to see what stitching you're doing, and if we want to stitch something alongside, like I've got Nantucket Rose that I want to stitch along with Bat Stitch Crazy, who won my pattern. You know, the one that I got from the auction lot, and I pulled out the frame. I bought the embroidery frames, and she was on one of the frames started, so I'm going to finish her. And we might Hawk Run Hollow Halloween, and there's Barbara Anna's to do. And I thought, right, I want to see other people's, and I want to stitch them along with you, so I made a group. Brilliant. I'm not very good with Facebook. I've never got Facebook. I've never used Facebook properly until I discovered cross stitch and found the Long Dog groups and found Full Coverage Fanatics, and I'm in lots of cross stitching groups and some crochet groups, but I don't use Facebook to show my perfect family and do this and do that. I don't do that. I can't, and I don't do all the, you know, like a lot of people post up political stuff. That just makes me hide them. I've got 3 people. I've got so few friends on Facebook, but I hide most of them, because as soon as they put up a COVID is fake, I'm like, hide. You know, I did hide somebody because they decided COVID was fake, and they had to go. They had to go. But she's from our old work, and I'm the only one that's not unfriended her, so I'm keeping a watch out on her. If you see what I mean, of our little group of people at that place, I'm the one that's not defriended her and blocked her. I've kept her on, and but I had to hide her. I couldn't cope anymore. So it's there, and what I'd done, of course, was clicked private, hidden, private, and it was basically private and hidden. So I texted Robin today now when I was at work, and I was like, see if you can find it. I don't know where it is. Because of course I can see it because it's me. So he went to look, and he couldn't. He's like, no, it's not there. He sent me a photograph of his laptop blank screen. And I was like, super, it's blank. So I went into the settings, spent about 5 minutes going, oh, why can't I do this? It's so difficult. And then I realised I had the group hidden. So it's secret. So how many people have got secret groups that are hidden? So if you search it on Facebook, you can't find it. And you've got to be in the gang. I assume somebody makes a group and then they have to invite people, and then the people accept the invitations, and then they're in the secret hidden group. I don't need a secret hidden group, but I want it to not overlap people I work with and things. You know, this is for us. So if you want to come along and join, by all means. I followed the procedure Facebook laid out, so it says you must do this, it's a good idea to do this, it's a good idea to do that. I've just basically ticked their boxes and done a little bit of bleh. So basically, if you go along and search for it, I'll accept you, because obviously you've seen it either on here or you've followed me on Instagram or something. So please, and I'd love to see your stitching, and let's see if we can make it a really nice little group where we can show each other our stitching, and that would be, I think that would be lovely. I think that would just be really, really nice. So there's that. So I did that, and basically just search my YouTube name and it should come up in Facebook. It should come up. I made a page because I didn't know what I was doing, and when I made the page I realised I didn't want the page, I want the group. So the page is just like, it's going to be nothing, the page is going to be nothing, but the group I'm hoping is going to be a group of us who are just going to say hello and see what we're doing and see what we're up to. So I'll put a picture of this on there because Madam isn't old enough for Facebook yet, so she won't snoop. Not that it's very hidden, it's sitting on the side in my room and she wouldn't know anyway, and if she does, then she likes surprisey prezzies. But yeah, I basically got a whole ball of, it's Shawl in a Ball, which is Lion Brand, which is very hard to get in the UK. I ordered it from somewhere. I've had it 2 years. I bought it to make Madam this 2 years ago and never got round to it. So now I've decided a couple of days before Christmas to do it. So I'll put a little picture up in that group. So if a random bit of craft, I don't mind what craft it is. If any of you do any other crafts, show me, because you know I do everything I can get my hands on. So anything, seriously, any crafty things. I've already had some lovely looking cakes turn up, which is fantastic. Just made me hungry, and my God, my oven! I was like, you're never getting a picture inside my oven. The inside of my oven looks like it needs some napalm in it. Actually, it makes beautiful cakes, and what I cook my cakes in is pin clean, but my oven, not so much. There's things I really care about doing, and there's things I really don't. As far as the thing I'm cooking, I just found a skein of DMC in my lap, as you do. It's because I've got a huge skirt on. I've usually got leggings or jeans on, so I've got a great big Santa skirt, and I keep finding things in it. Yeah. So I'm going to do a drawing for. Oh, my tablet has run out of charge. I'm going to have to go and get the charger for it because it's downstairs in the living room, and I've got my boy's phone here. Can I? Oh, he's got a... I know his code. That's because his daddy set it up. We use like 3 different codes, and that's it. So I'm going to go into Google and I'm going to go random. This is nice. Random number generator. The screen is disgusting. Oh my God, the screen on this phone has got like lumps on it. Ugh. Anyway, we see we've got a little bit of fatigue setting in. Pulled from 2 videos and 4 picked up from the one before. I'm only doing 48 today. So we've got a little bit of fatigue. We're nearly there, guys. We've got 5. It's switched off. Switch back on. We've got 5 more videos to go, and then I'll probably just keep making them anyway, but maybe not every day. And I'm definitely going to do more floss tubes and everything. And if we've got a little group anyway, then we can all talk to each other on that, so that'll be good. So between 1 and 48, back to what I was doing. And before I... Right, we'll do this first and then I'll get the card. Don't let me forget the card. Right, between 1 and 48, it has picked 38. So 38 is Suki Dookie, which I don't think I can pronounce wrong. Suki Dookie, I'm going to put your name in front of my Santa dress, and I'm going to get my pen and underline you there. Please email me and I will get your little box into the post. Suki Dookie. I know you comment all the time. I recognise you straight away. So I'm super pleased when it goes to somebody that comments all the time, and the last few have. So that's really lovely when they go to people that comment all the time. So that's great. The letter, I nearly forgot. The card, because it's a number today. I'm going to write 20. Oh, 20th. I'm going to write a nice big 20th on the back of that. Oh, come in light. Oh, I struggle at this time of night. There we go. I've put the dots on the bottom so that when I pull it back out I can see which way up it was, so I don't get muddled. It's that way up and it's the number. So there's today's. We're nearly there, guys. So tonight, because it's only 10 to 8, I'm super early. It's because I did my stitching last night. That was a good plan. But I've got tomorrow. I've got plenty of time to do tomorrow's. I might try and get all the boxes done ready so that I'm a little bit up. So tonight I'm going to do, I want to see if I can finish off this bit. And if I do, I'll pop a picture up. And I'm going to do a bit more of that. And you see, I'm hopeless. I don't think she's watching. She was watching them at the beginning. I don't think she's watching them anymore. I think she got a little, I think we've all got a little bit of fatigue. Who's still watching every single Flossmas that they started off watching? I'm still watching Lady Robin's because she's fabulous. She's bright and bubbly. She's got an advert for her dog, which is lovely. She's got a really sweet looking dog who's very good about her treats. So I'm still watching her. I usually have Erin on because her videos are quite short, and I'm still watching Mama Loves You GB because I really like the tone of her voice. She's got a really melodic tone to her voice. She's just had her Christmas exploded because she's in Wales and Wales has been locked down. Britain's gone to pot because we've got a new strain of COVID. It's done its mutation job, and they reckon it's 70% easier to catch now from this new strain. So they locked down London at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and basically every train, every tube full of humans, absolutely rammed to the gunnels, spreading out. Every corner of the UK was carrying that many people, and only if one person on that train had it, they've probably all got it. And those trains left Euston, left Paddington, and spread out around the country, and it'll be everywhere now. So Christmas has gone from 5 days to Christmas Day. I haven't spoken to my parents yet, so that's scuppered our plans for the 23rd to meet up. We're not allowed to do that now because we are too many people by far in my household. We're already 6, and we're not. The rule of 6 doesn't even apply anymore. We are allowed to go around and see them on Christmas Day, but I need to talk to them and check that they're still happy to have us there. Basically, unless I get called into work tomorrow, I am going out once more before Christmas, and that will be very early Tuesday morning to go and buy my turkey. I would have bought a turkey today, except I'm going to use my tip money from the golf club to buy my turkey with, and I'm going to actually take the cash from the box that I put my tip money in. I didn't want to just use my card and then, you know, the point is that that's my tip money and I'm using that to buy the turkey. So I'm going to go out. If I get called into work tomorrow, which I'm still 50-50 on, I will go on from there and bring the turkey home, because the fresh turkeys are in the shops now and they're all dated till the 26th. So as far as I can tell, it makes no difference whether I buy it tomorrow or whether I buy it on Christmas Eve. It's still going to be the same turkey in the same bundle of turkeys that got delivered to the shop. So I've got one more shop to go, and that is going to be the only other time I go out now until Christmas. But we're getting to the point where if I picked it up today in Asda, I'm not even going to be showing symptoms by Christmas Day. But I was super careful. The shop wasn't rammed. It was actually not too busy. I think it was because it was just about to close on a Sunday afternoon. I think everyone had already been and gone. Plenty of stock in the shops. Still loads of stock. I got everything I needed. There wasn't like, you know, like when we went into the first lockdown and there was nothing in the shops. It wasn't like that at all. I could get everything I wanted. There wasn't any supermarket bread flour. I did get some bits and bobs, but I'll go, as I say, I'll either go to Aldi tomorrow or I'll go to Aldi on Tuesday, and hopefully they'll have some bread flour, because Robin makes his own flour because he had his gallbladder out and yada 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 yada. He can't eat white processed bread anymore, much as he loves it. It upsets him terribly, gives him bloat. And a lot of pain. So he tries to avoid that. So he makes his own flour he makes his own bread as a matter of course, because it doesn't have whatever I assume it must be a preservative because it's the whiter and the more plastic the bread, the more it hurts. We call white sliced bread plastic bread. It's obviously not plastic, but you know, it's the most processed item we can just about buy. So yeah, so I didn't buy the turkey today. I bought everything else. I did buy a whole complement of vegetables just in case we can't go to my parents, and we do basically the Sunday roast with a bit of turkey on Christmas Day here in our house, as opposed to taking the meat to my mum and dad's, my mum doing the vegetables, in which case we'll be driving between our house and their house on Christmas Day anyway, to hand them some turkey through the open door, to go, here's your turkey, and to give them their presents. But we won't be allowed in if my mum and dad don't want us to go in, but I'm sure they will because they're just desperate to see everybody. But we won't stay long. It's not this, we'll literally get there at lunchtime, have our dinner, do the presents, and have a cup of tea and a slice of cake and go home. So that's what we'll do if they're comfortable with us doing that. But yeah, so they introduced 4 o'clock yesterday. They introduced a tier 4 to London and quite a lot of the southeast, because that's where this strain is. They're saying it's out of control. So tier 4 is exactly the same as our original lockdown, except you're not allowed to leave a tier 4 area or enter a tier 4 area. So basically, if you're in a tier 4, you are stuck there. Hence the enormous exodus last night out of the tier 4 areas. Wales is locked down. Scotland is locking down in a couple of days, and they're shutting the border. You're not going to be able to travel in and out of Scotland, and we are so close. We are 10 miles from the border here, and it's going to be really strange. So Robin's mum, who was coming down on the 27th, cannot come down on the 27th now, and Northern Ireland, I believe, is locking down on Christmas Eve. And I think basically once Christmas Day is over, I reckon all of England will be put into tier 4, and then left in tier 4 until the kids go back to school in January. That's what I think is going to happen, and that's what I reckon anyway. So we'll see. Doesn't matter. We don't go out anywhere anyway, and I have got so much stitching to do. You know, I've got an awful lot of stitching to do. So there is that. My kids are happy here, and they'll have all their new stuff and stuff to do and stuff to get on with. So, you know, we'll be absolutely fine. As long as we've got enough milk, we're fine. And we get through a lot of milk. I bought 12 pints today, and we've already cracked into it. When we were in the original lockdown, I was buying 24 pints at a time, and I still had to go out more than once a week to get milk. We get through a lot of milk. But I don't mind. Milk's one of those things that I don't mind the kids drinking because it's good for them. We're very milk heavy, coffee heavy people here. So I've nearly jabbered along for 40 minutes, so I hope you've got some good stitching in. If you do Facebook and you're on Facebook and you fancy coming along and hopping on and joining, I'm there, and please join, and please show me your stitching and show each other our stitching and our crafts and stuff. I think it might be nice. I really think it might be nice, because I've done 10 floss tubes over the course of between July and back end of November, and I don't feel like I've got to know anybody, but having you comment every day, you know, forcing you to comment every day so that you get put in the dip for the lucky box, 2 more boxes, and then the prize, and then I'll have a little sweep around and have a little look-see. But, you know, forcing you to comment every day for 24 days, I appreciate, is a big ask. And now it's just made me sort of like the people who are commenting, and I want to see what you're doing. You know, it's not about me. It's about us, you know. We make our own little community. That should be lovely. So please come along if you're on Facebook, and if you do that thing, then bear in mind I am rubbish at Facebook, and I will do the best I can. I'll do the best I can, because I'm openly rubbish at it. I never understood it. I never got it, but I think I found my little corner. I think I found my little corner of it that talk so long my voice is going, that that I like. That's because I don't have a cup of coffee. Where's my cup of coffee? I've got my tin. I've got my leftover tin of juice from tea, but I'll have a swig over here so that YouTube doesn't use it as my screen grab. They probably still will, but I'm hoping it'll be the advent, because that makes a nice picture to see, because you can see where we are with it. Right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Fingers crossed I don't get called into work. If I don't get called into work, we're going to decorate the ceiling of the living room, because we put the tree up and everything else hangs from the ceiling basically. But I have got drawing pin holes. It's my house. I've got drawing pin holes all over the roof of my living room. I will insert the dodgy video of me in my dress where I look like I'm bald. I'm not bald. Actually, I've got more hair here than you can shake a stick at. It is inordinately long, but it's not very thick. You can see there doesn't seem to be very much there. Trust me, it's very long. But this is the hairdo. It's exactly the same as it's the same hairdo I had in where were they? Maddie and I were looking at them earlier. I'm a one-trick pony as far as hair goes. Found a whole pile. Me and Maddie were looking at them earlier. That is me. This is me. There. Ooh, let's get the light. That's me. There. Hair. Same. It's only that colour because it was bleached by the sun and it's a terrible picture. That's me in my boiler suit on the bridge. That in the background there, out that window. That is a window. It's not a. Look how old it is. Look at the computer. Look at the daisy wheel printer. Who remembers computers that look like that? Look at the shell tape holding it down. That's upon the bridge of a ship I was on called the Isomeria, and I was on there. I was 21, so that is that's 23 years ago, and my hair is exactly the same. It's just darker because I haven't just been spending 2 months crossing the Atlantic sunbathing. So that's how old that is. There's my little baby girl. That's me up in Scotland, up in Brimar. Same hair. That's Maddie. She's about 6 months old there. So, and she's about to turn 18. So, same hair. Same. I found a whole pile of pictures here, actually. Oh, and my hair. I don't think there's one where I've got different hair. Not even one. They all fell on the floor. They fell out of something. Got one of a. There's a ship in dry dock. There's its bow. There's the curve of its bow. And there's the ship disappearing off. This is called the Linisti. She was a VLCC, very large crude carrier. We were in dry dock in Singapore for 5 weeks. Fantastic. That's me, busy doing nothing. Perfect. I was the third mate on there, the third officer, and I was busy doing nothing that day. So I found a whole pile, but they fell out. They fell out. That was the pile that I used to have with me all the time. There's some lovely pictures of my parents in there, and some of my cats, and some of my little girl. So yeah. So hair's never changed. I'm still rambling. We're at 45 minutes. Hope you've had some good stitching. I'll see you tomorrow, guys, and we're nearly there. Come and find me on Facebook, Crafty Emily, spelled exactly the same as my YouTube. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye for now.
Yep.
Stop.